What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and today we're going to be going over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning Sebastian Fundora. But this is kind of a two-part video. Before we do that, I want to talk a little bit about the news that broke about 48 hours ago. It's been a busy 2 days for Team Tszyu and Team Fundora. Now, this is the second year in a row in which Team Tszyu watched as what would represent the most high-profile fight of his career fell to the wayside. We know that Keith Thurman has pulled out of the fight due to a biceps injury. Last year, it was Jermell Charlo due to a hand injury, and Team Tszyu still went on to fight 3 times after the Charlo injury rather than wait around. And once again, Team Tszyu acts like a real fighter and takes on a much different opponent on short notice. Those are the words of Mike Coppinger, ESPN's boxing analyst. We know that Thurman was a 5'7" southpaw. We know that Sebastian Fundora is a 6'5" fighter, but Team Tszyu seems like he could care less. Before we get to Seb Fundora, I want to talk about also some news breaking from the WBO. The president, Paco Valserkal, said that the winner of the Tszyu-Fundora fight must start negotiations with the mandatory challenger 5 days after the fight. And guess who the mandatory challenger is? That's pound for pound king Bud Crawford, because he was able to position himself into that spot as the WBO super champ at 47. Now, if Team Tszyu wins, as expected, it's a big time fight with Crawford, and that could be taking place sooner rather than later. Vegas's odds, guys, for the Fundora match, they're not as far-fetched as you would think. Thurman was a 7-1 underdog going into the Tszyu fight. Fundora is only a 3-1 underdog. So today I want to remind everybody, inform everybody who Sebastian Fundora is. We're going to talk about his body of work, his strength of schedule. What we've done is rewind the clock 10 fights ago, and we're going to come up with a statistic by adding up all the wins and losses and seeing that the path in that journey of Fundora. Was it hard? Was it easy? Who has he fought? And we're going to get that ratio. We're also going to talk about his overall body of work and his resume going into the Team Tszyu fight. All right, fight fans, some known facts about Sebastian Fundora is that he is 21-1. He has 1 loss and 1 draw. He does have 13 knockouts. He is the number 6 ranked super welterweight in the world. 6'5" southpaw with an 80-inch reach. He presents a lot of issues for any fighter, and his adoring fans call him the Towering Inferno. Now, what we've done is we rewound the clock all the way back to 10 fights ago when he fought Zepeda, and we're finishing with the Mendoza fight. What we're doing is adding his opponent's win-loss record on the night that they fought Fundora. For instance, when he fought Lewis came into that fight 6-0. After the fight, Lewis lost. Lewis was now 6-1, but we add the 6-0 record up for the sake of the analytics. What this does is give us a strength of schedule, a percentage of his opponent's win-loss records. So let's add those up. Zepeda, 17-0, knockout in the 4th. Clark, 14-1, split draw in the 10th. Lewis, 6-0, UD 10. Gallimore, 21-4, knockout in the 6th. Ahmed, 27-1, knockout in the 2nd. Cota, 30-4, knockout in the 4th. Garcia, 33-0, UD in the 12th. Lubin, 24-1, knockout in the 9th. Ocampo, 34-1, UD in the 12th. Brian Mendoza, 21-2, knockout loss in the 7th. So over his last 10 fights, he is 8-1-1. He has 5 stoppages, and he has beaten 3 undefeated fighters. He does have that 1 loss and 1 draw. Let's get our calculators out real quick and add those numbers up. So if you take all of his opponent's win-loss records, you come with a record of 227-14, which is an astounding 94% win-loss ratio, which says that Fundora gets a lot of guys either at the same stage of his career or stepping stone tests, basically litmus tests to see where Fundora is in his career. And he has passed most of them. He was actually winning that Mendoza fight going in the 7th and got caught, and a gritty Brian Mendoza got him out of there. So going into the Tszyu fight, I've heard both sides of the story, guys. A lot of people think that Tszyu is going to walk through Fundora, but the other side of the token think that Fundora presents A very tough challenge for Tszyu. Tszyu's only 5'9". Fundora's 6'5". Tszyu was training in camp a 5'7" fighter, and we know Fundora is not that. He does have power as well, and he's an accurate puncher. When I look back at Fundora's last 10 fights, a fight that jumps off of the page is that Erickson-Lubin fight, so let's take a closer look at that fight. In a fierce clash that saw both fighters hit the canvas, Fundora prevailed when Lubin's trainer, Kevin Cunningham, stopped the bout after round 9 due to Lubin's grotesquely swollen face. The damage accumulated over 9 rounds in a fight that kicked into high gear after Fundora floored Lubin with a right hand in the closing seconds of round 2. Lubin rallied to score a knockdown of Fundora with a flurry of punches in the waning moments of round 7 and was ahead on 2 scorecards, 85-84, when the fight got stopped. The other scorecard was 85-85. Here's a quote. "I got hit with a good punch and I didn't feel like I needed to get hit again, so I took a knee to get a little breather in and I recovered," Fundora said. "I think this was probably my best performance ever. It was a back and forth fight. The uppercut was landing like no other. It lands most of the time with everybody. Southpaw, right hand, it doesn't matter. Once I find that, I feel like the job's done. I think it was a good decision for Kevin Cunningham to stop the fight," Fundora said. Lubin's face shifted from round 1 to round 9 and he was completely distraught. It completely morphed and there was a lot of blood coming out. He's a tough fighter. He was in the game the whole time, but there's no need to get hurt that much. So guys, going into this Fundora fight with Tszyu, who do you guys got? Like I said, the Vegas odds up to date. Fundora's only a 3-1 dog, in which Thurman was a 71 dog. I don't know how much of that is, the sort of element of surprise and the element of variables, considering Fundora is 6'5". Where's your money at? Who do you like in this fight? Are you going with Fundora or do you like Tszyu? Whatever it is, let me know in the comment section below. Also, guys, if you want me to break down one of your favorite fighters, an upcoming fight or potential matchup, and do the statistics, leave all that in the comment section below.